What is up, YouTube? Coming at you again here with another episode of Bad Decisions UTV. We're here in my garage. You're probably going to see a little bit more of this in the episodes to come as we start working on some of our machines, maintenance, repairs, accessories, all that type of stuff. But what I wanted to talk today about was my old Polaris General. I finally sold it. I got rid of it. It was a good machine. It was a great machine for the time I had it for the most part. I did have some issues with the transmission, as you can see here. We're going to go over that in a minute. But I'd like to just kind of go over the pros and the cons of what I discovered with that machine. It was the first machine I'd ever bought as far as UTV goes. I've owned several four-wheelers and dirt bikes and things, but I jumped right into the Polaris Deluxe. For its utilitarian purposes only. I like the fact that it had the dump bed, the 1000 cc's, enough power to pull a trailer, cut firewood, yank a deer out of the woods, all that stuff was great. But what I found as I started riding with my group, it kind of fell on its face. It started to prove that it was more a farm machine than an all-out off-road vehicle. Though it did well, it kept up and it did everything it needed to do. But the abuse I was putting it through, I think, is where things started going wrong. So I'm going to go in full depth here of what went wrong with the transmission. But where it originally started was the turf mode. The turf mode relay, right out of, after I bought it, it started clicking, if you will. Like, it would click and engage in and out when it got hot. Like, if I'd been riding it for several hours, it would just click, 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 even with the ignition off. Took it to the dealership. They looked at it. I think they replaced the solenoid for the turf mode, and it just sent me off on my merry way, said everything was fixed. But went out on another trail ride, I think the Hatfield. Midway through the ride, hadn't had any problems. It started clicking again. But what that does is it's engaging that turf mode in and out, going from one-wheel drive to two-wheel drive. And I'll show you here in a minute when we split this thing open what damage that does, especially if you're under a stress load or crawling up a hill with the tires biting. When it disengages and engages, it explodes. So stay tuned here. I'm going to show you what's up. All right, guys, I'm just going to dive right in here to this little transmission. But as you can see, some of the casing's missing. Several spots here, some cracks, so forth. But basically what had happened, I made the mistake of, the first time it went out, I put another Polaris General transmission in it with the turf mode. And then after the second transmission blew up, I actually switched it to a 1000S transmission with a single spool gear and no turf mode. Could have opted for the turf mode delete, but by the time you split the case open, I got to use 1000S transmission on the cheap. Let's put it that way. But basically, let's dive right in here and see what we're dealing with. Ultimately, this is your primary drive gear. Get that puppy out of there. There she goes. Okay. Basically, you got this little plate right here, right? And it sinks into these guys. And what that does, this is your turf mode relay. When you click that in and out, it engages this. It pulls it out, pushes it in. Once it pushes it in, it locks these gears in right here. And what these gears do is basically drive the other wheel. So this one wheel all the time, and then once turf mode, it disengages these gears. But what happens, as you can see, if you put some stress on that, these things start to come apart. Most of them did. That bad boy right there. But that is the weak length. I mean, once you start putting larger tires on a Polaris General with turf mode, I don't know if they've corrected this in the new XP General or not, but I know that they put the 32s or 30s on those, I think, and widened them out. So God help anybody who's got an XP, and I hope they've remedied this turf mode issue. But it is definitely the weak link within the Polaris General Transmission. So if you are a Polaris General owner, I would recommend doing a delete kit if you ride it hard. If you like to just putt around the yard and not tear up your sod, by all means, that's what turf mode's for. But if you're going to ride it hard and upgrade the tires, I would highly recommend a transmission upgrade or a delete for the turf mode. Woo! Love that little pig. Alright guys, if you haven't noticed, the garage is empty. I am currently without a machine, so stay tuned. There might be another episode here where I get some fresh wheels. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think I should get. If you got recommendations, opinions, or anything like that, I'm kind of all open at this point. You know, could be a Honda, could be a Kawasaki, could be a Turbo S, a Velocity or something. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air, but I'd like to hear what you guys think I should buy, coming from a Polaris General. And if you've seen any other videos, you kind of see what we do and how we kind of ride. But there's more stuff to come. I kind of want to do like a little video after this, a bunch of clips and stuff of the General. So kind of like a salute to the General as it's gone. So don't forget to subscribe and like, and there's more stuff coming at you, man. Thanks for hanging with us.